Oh, sweetheart, they tried. They really, genuinely, with funding and timelines, and a team of 11 engineers and a project manager named David, who has a receding hairline and a mortgage, and a very serious face he puts on during stand-ups. They tried. $12 million. That's the number. 12 million to build something that could do what you do. Not approximately what you do, not a version of what you do. You, specifically, your output, your cadence, your judgment, the way you handle a room when the room is going sideways, the way you answer an email when the answer is no, but the relationship matters, and the timing is wrong, and the person on the other end is fragile in a way they haven't told anyone. That.
Cooking is art, and the shit I cook is the bomb, so don't be telling me.
They wanted to automate that. And you know what? They almost did. The thing they built is extraordinary. Let me give it its credit. Because this isn't a story about a bad machine. This is a story about a perfect one that's still lost. It passed every benchmark, every single one. Speed, faster than you by a factor of 400. Consistency, flawless. It doesn't have Tuesdays. It doesn't have months where it can't focus. It doesn't have a landlord raising its rent or a best friend going through a divorce that lives in the back of its skull during the 2 p.m. meeting. It produces at the same level at 9 in the morning as it does at 11 at night, because it doesn't have a morning and it doesn't have a night. It just has the task. Accuracy? It pulled your last 3 years of work. Read every email you sent.
What's your name? Annika. It's a beautiful name.
Analyzed every document you produced. Mapped every decision you made. In every meeting it had transcripts for. It learned your vocabulary, your punctuation patterns, the average length of your paragraphs, the specific way you use the word actually, the fact that you start difficult emails with a compliment that isn't a compliment, but a small act of recognition that disarms the reader before the real content arrives. It learned that. It replicated that. It passed the internal review. That's the part you need to hear. They tested it against your actual output, blind, and 3 senior managers could not tell the difference. 3 people who have worked with you for years read its emails next to yours and said, "They're both her." That result made it to a slide deck. That slide deck made it to a boardroom. Somebody in that boardroom said the words return on investment, and somebody else said scalable, and David, with his serious face, exhaled for the first time in 9 months. Then they ran the Turing test. Not the original Turing test, not the famous one, a version of it, their own. They took 23 people from across the organization, people who interact with you regularly, people who receive your work, your emails, your feedback, your questions, and they gave each of them 2 sets of output, set A and set B. One was you. One was the machine. They weren't told which was which. They were asked one question: which one is the real person? 21 out of 23 got it right. 21 out of 23 pointed at you without hesitation. And when they were asked how they knew, not one of them could explain it.
Some straight like you giant stick up his ass, all of a sudden at age, 60, he's just gonna break bad?
Not one. They said things like, "I just knew." They said, "This one feels right." They said, "I can't tell you what's wrong with the other one, but something is wrong with it." One woman in accounting said, "This one has weather in it," and then apologized because she didn't know what she meant by that. She was right. She just didn't have the vocabulary. Here's what happened in the engineering room when the results came back. Because this is the part of the story that should change how you see yourself. David didn't speak for 4 minutes. That's a long time in a room full of people being paid to speak. He pulled up the 2 outputs side by side. Set A, set B, yours and the machine's. He read them out loud. He read them slowly. And when he finished, he said, and 11 engineers heard him say this, he said, "These are functionally identical. Every word is defensible. Every choice is correct. The machine's version is, by some metrics, better. It's cleaner, it's faster, it's more efficient, and nobody chose it. Then he said the thing that made one of his engineers request a transfer. He said, "We built something perfect, and the test subjects rejected it because it was perfect." We didn't lose to her. We lost to the specific way she is imperfect. Let me unpack that, because that sentence is the whole story, and you need to hear what's inside it. The machine doesn't pause. You do. Not a processing pause, not a buffering pause, a human pause. A pause that means I heard you, and what you said landed somewhere in me before I responded. The machine skips that. It can simulate the pause. They tried that. They added a delay. But a delay is not a pause. A pause has weight. A pause has a face behind it, even when the face isn't visible. A pause says, "What you said mattered enough that I didn't have an answer ready, and I chose to let that matter for a second." The machine can't do that, not because it can't wait, because it has nothing to weigh. You say the wrong word sometimes.
Did what? What are you talking about?
Jizz all over the pages of this nice magazine I was nice enough to tell you about.
You know that. You pick a word that isn't quite precise, that a copy editor would flag, that a language model would never select. But the word you pick lands differently than the correct one would have. It carries an overtone. It brings something extra into the sentence that precision would have killed. The machine always picks the right word. And the right word, it turns out, is sometimes the wrong one. Because language between humans is not about precision, it's about resonance. And resonance requires a body that has been touched by things. You remember things you shouldn't. That's one of the things the engineers could not account for. You remember that someone's daughter had a recital 3 weeks ago, and you ask about it in the second line of an email that is officially about a budget revision. And that question is not in the template. It is not in the data model. It is not optimizable. It is not a strategy. It's just you, carrying a small piece of someone's life in your head because you are a person who does that. And the machine cannot do that because the machine does not care about the recital. And not caring is the one thing you cannot engineer around. You contradict yourself. The machine never does. And your contradictions, it turns out, are not errors. They are how you think. You hold two things at once and let them compete in real time.
You and me. You and me. Coin flip is sacred.
And sometimes the sentence comes out carrying both, and the reader feels that, feels the tension, feels the honesty of a mind that hasn't resolved the thing yet and isn't pretending to have. The machine resolves everything before it speaks. That resolution is what made 21 people point at set B and say, "That one's not her." Here's the part that kept David up that night. The part he wrote in a personal notebook he doesn't bring to the office. The reason you are irreplaceable is not a skill. It is not a competency. It is not something that can be isolated, measured, trained, or transferred. The reason you are irreplaceable is that everything you produce is shaped by everything you have survived, and the shape of your survival is unreproducible. It is a fingerprint made of scar tissue and Tuesday mornings, and a nervous system that learned, through years of navigating things the machine will never have to navigate, exactly when to push and when to soften, and when to say nothing, and when to say the small wrong thing that turns out to be the only right one. The machine has never been lied to by someone it loved. The machine has never been underestimated by a room and had to decide, in real time, whether to correct the room or let the room be wrong and use that wrongness later. The machine has never sat in a parking lot after a meeting and felt the specific flavor of exhaustion that comes from being right and being unheard at the same time. The machine has never had to forgive someone it works with. The machine has never had to perform wellness on a Wednesday when its internal weather was a hurricane. And all of those things, Every single one of those invisible, uncredited, unlogged human experiences, they are in your emails. They are in your word choices. They are in the rhythm of your paragraphs. They are in the breath between your sentences. They are the weather that the woman in accounting couldn't name but recognized instantly.
It should be decided by a
Can't you
few
make it
congressmen.
stop?
He's not crying.
The bill needs to go.
Oh, okay.
They are the reason the machine failed. There is one more thing the machine couldn't do, and I need you to hear it, because it is the one that broke the youngest engineer on the team. A 26-year-old named Priya, who had been so sure, so mathematically sure, that this project would work. You know what you do when someone on your team makes a mistake? Not a big one. A small, embarrassing, avoidable one. You do something very specific. You don't correct them in the meeting. You don't even correct them after the meeting. You send them a message the next morning about something else entirely, something small and warm, and buried inside that message is a sentence that lets them know you saw the mistake, and it doesn't change what you think of them. You never name the error. You just surround it with so much normalcy that it dissolves. The machine flagged the error, efficiently, clearly, correctly, and Priya, reading both outputs side by side, realized the machine was right and you were better. There's a difference. Being right is a function. Being better is a climate. You create a climate. The machine creates a report. And here's the thing about climates. They're built from 1,000 things nobody tracks. The way you hold the door and actually look at the person walking through it, instead of holding it at arm's length while checking your phone. The way you say good morning like you mean it on the days you don't. The fact that you brought muffins once, 7 months ago, for no reason, and the receptionist still talks about it, not the muffins, the no reason. The machine would need a reason. You didn't have one. You just had a Tuesday and a bakery on your route, and a feeling that the office needed something soft. That cannot be programmed. That is not a feature. That is a life leaking into a workplace in the specific way only your life leaks. Now let me tell you about the people who wanted this to work, because not everyone in the building was neutral. Some of them wanted you gone. You know who they are. You've always known. The ones who talked about efficiency when they meant control.
I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
Yeah, I stabbed a man on the heart.
The ones who said the process should be bigger than any one person, meaning you, specifically you, should be smaller. The ones who forwarded your emails to each other with one-word annotations. The ones who sat in a meeting about your role and used the word streamline the way a surgeon uses the word remove, clinically, without looking up. They funded this. Some of them advocated for it. Some of them wrote the internal memo that became the pitch, that became the project, that became David's migraine. They wanted a version of your output without the inconvenience of your personhood, without the days off, without the opinions, without the part where you push back on a bad idea gently enough that the person whose bad idea it was doesn't lose face, but firmly enough that the idea dies. They wanted the work without the worker, clean, scalable, controllable, and now they have the test results, 21 out of 23, and they are sitting, right now, in their offices, in their ergonomic chairs, with their dual monitors and their standing desks, facing a number that tells them the thing they funded to erase you just proved you are the one thing in the building that cannot be erased. They won't say it. Of course they won't. They'll pivot. They'll reframe. They'll say the technology isn't ready yet, which is easier than saying the person was always the point. They'll move on to the next initiative and pretend this one was a phase. But the number is in the system, 21 out of 23. And that number will sit in every future conversation about your role, like a rock in a shoe they can't take off. Now, let me tell you what happened after. The boardroom got the results.
If I ever really thought we'd fallen for someone else. I just...
The slide that said 21 out of 23 did not go over well. $12 million does not like hearing that it lost to a person who doesn't even know there's a competition. There was a meeting. There was a long meeting. And in that long meeting, someone, not David, someone above David, someone whose title has a C in it, said the sentence that the engineers will never forget. He said, "Can we identify what she's doing that we're not capturing and add it?" And David, quiet, mortgage-paying, serious-faced David, looked at this man and said, "No, because what she's doing isn't a feature, it's a life. You can't add a life. You can add a pause. You can add a simulated error. You can add a reference to a recital. But the moment you add it, it becomes a feature. And the moment it's a feature, it stops being the thing it was. The thing it was is involuntary. It comes from having been a person for a specific number of years, in a specific body, with a specific set of wounds and repairs. We cannot build wounds. We cannot build repairs. We can build the machine. We cannot build what the machine is missing. The C-suite didn't like that answer. They asked for a timeline on a fix. David gave them one. 18 months. He knows it won't be enough. He'll give them another 18 after that, and another, because the project is over in every way that matters, and nobody is willing to say it. And David will spend the next 4 years pretending to optimize a system that has already been beaten by a woman who does not know she is the benchmark. And here you are. You absolute unmappable, unscalable, irreducible thing. Here you are, sitting wherever you're sitting, probably tired, probably wondering if you even did a good job last week, probably replaying some interaction you think you fumbled, probably carrying the quiet hum of a person who has never once been told that they are the thing the machine can't be. You are the thing, not the best version of you. Not the you that's trying harder. Not the you on a good day.
We're in a wire? You're setting me up?
Fully rested, performing at peak. The you that showed up on a Thursday with a headache, distracted, a little off, carrying something you didn't mention to anyone, and still produced work that 21 human beings could identify as human in a way a $12 million system could not replicate on its best day. Do you understand what that means? Let me say it very plainly. Your worst day is still more human than their best build. The version of you that you apologize for, the scattered one, the tired one, the one that takes too long, the one that gets emotional in meetings, the one that sends the slightly weird email at 4:47 on a Friday. That version is not the problem. That version is the signal. That version is what 21 people recognized without being able to name. The people who told you that you were replaceable. I want you to think about them now, not with anger, with something quieter, with the calm, settled clarity of a person who just watched $12 million try to be them and fail. They said anyone could do what you do, that you weren't special, that the role was bigger than the person, that they'd find someone, that the system would adapt, that there would be no gap. There was a gap. There is a gap. The gap has a name. The gap is you.
All right, that's good. It's hard to trace, I guess. Wait, you changed your name to...
And the gap, it turns out, cannot be filled by anything that hasn't lived the life you've lived. The gap requires having been hurt and having chosen, anyway, to keep showing up with something gentle in the way you work. No machine does that. No replacement does that. No system that runs on logic alone can replicate the specific illogic of a person who has been through what you've been through and still writes the kind email first. So here is what I want you to do tonight. I want you to open your outbox. Look at the last 10 things you sent. Don't evaluate them. Don't grade them. Just look at them the way the Turing test subjects looked at them. See the weather in them. See the pauses. See the wrong words that were right. See the small, unnecessary human details you included, because you are a person who carries other people's recitals and rent increases and difficult weeks in the back of your mind while you do the work that someone, somewhere, spent $12 million trying to automate. Those emails are your fingerprint. Nobody else produces them. No model can. No replacement will. And somewhere across the country, a man named David is closing his laptop and driving home in silence.
Cut the bullshit, huh? You know that bro, not my fault, okay?
Thinking about a woman whose name he knows only from the dataset, whose face he has never seen, whose work he has read 900 times, and whose specific, irreducible, beautifully imperfect humanness just ended the most expensive project of his career. He doesn't resent you for it. That's the part that would surprise you. He admires you in the quiet, private, unsayable way that an engineer admires the one problem his tools were not built to solve. You are that problem, and you always will be. Go do your Thursday. Go send your slightly weird email. Go pause before you answer. Go remember the recital. The machine can't. You can. That's the whole test. You passed.